partners, and welcome to this here episode of the Antisocial Socialite. I don't know, that was like British cowboy maybe? I really don't know what I'm getting at, but I am happy to report to all of ye folks here, I've been like un poquito social in the last week. You'd be so proud of me because you know I truly am the Antisocial Socialite. I went to the Frida Kahlo exhibit here in Boston just last Wednesday, airing of episode 62, and it was pretty cool. I liked the Van Gogh exhibit that I went to a few months ago better, but not to say that this one isn't good, but it's an immersive experience where you just sit in a room and you're like surrounded by 3D projections of Unibrow's finest work. I love Frida. I wore my Frida earrings. I had a flower headband. It was just amazing. And I had really good company with me, 3 of my very close friends. So it was really good. Had an amazing time. Speaking of Unibrow, my niece, Hayden, who you all know and adore, we were driving in the car the other day and she tried to tell me that it was an Unibrow. And I was like, nah, sweetie, it's definitely a unibrow. And she's like, no, it's an Unibrow. I like how that sounds better. And I'm like, well, you can't just change the name of things because you feel like it fits your narrative better. So if you don't want to use the term unibrow, it's just Unibrow now. So go ahead, have Hayden talk. She's come up with many words. And actually on my Facebook memories today, when we were leaving the American Girl doll store, like at least like 6 or 7 years ago, she sat down on the escalator with her doll Molly, and they just rode the escalator down by themselves while Auntie just stood up like, 7 or 8 steps ahead of them because she wanted some alone time with her dolly. It's all good. No judgment. I just footed the entire bill, hundreds of dollars for it, but it's all good. No, I love Hayden, but Hayden talk is very special talk. And then what else have I done? I hung out with my 2 cousins. Well, no, I should say 3. I took a picture with 2 of them. But 3 of my cousins, they're all siblings. One lives in Connecticut, one's on the Cape, one's in South Carolina. And it was just good because I literally haven't seen them in years. So it was fun to be able to like catch up with them and talk shit. And literally like when I think something is funny, I just like punch things. In case you guys haven't actually like experienced me in person. So like both of my cousins were on either side of me and I was just like punching both of them. So I was like, I hope you guys don't have bruises at the end of this because I resort to physical violence instead of laughing. But it's good. So kind of like the moral of this story is hang out with people who make you feel the warmth, the presence, make you feel like sunshine. I know that sounds like so cliche, but being with my friends for the Unibrow exhibit and then with my cousins, like I just had a really good time, and I was home this weekend with my family. So it was just all in all like good socialization, can't help it. Everybody wants to hang out with me. But transitioning to somebody that has been witness and has been a victim of my physical abuse towards them is my guest of this week. You may have heard her voice, but you may not have seen her face if you watch my show. It is my best friend, Laura. If you guys remember last year, I was down in Florida staying with her. Her dog, Coco, was my co-host of that episode. And Laura sat off camera and we were doing series of getting to know you questions. So you guys get to know me a little bit better and you got to know her being my guest. So we felt as being the 2 funniest people on planet Earth, that it was like warranted to have a follow-up interview, right? So I hope you guys enjoy my glorious interview with her. Of course, I always post segments of all of my interviews on my show, but you can always watch the full interview exclusively on my YouTube. But yeah, you guys can go check it out and just see if there's anything else that I may have cut out. Cut it out, Joey Gladstone. I hate myself for doing that. I also hate myself because I'm breaking out every motherfucking where. I'm so done with masks, except for Jim Carrey. I'm so done with masks. But I'm pro them. when they need to be worn, so don't get it twisted. But yeah, have fun. Go enjoy my YouTube. Go like and subscribe. I finally hit 500 followers on my Instagram and 100 subscribers on my YouTube. So that was a huge celebration. So all in all, I had a great week last week. So let's hopefully finish the rest of this glorious February vacation week off on a good note. Have fun, guys. Don't do drugs. I don't even know what else to say. That's it. That's it and that's all. I just saw a report that Queen Elizabeth's dead. I hope it's false. But that's it. Okay, toodaloo, MFs. So today we thought like we should just get together and talk because she is like one of my favorite interviewees, and we just needed to ask each other some questions so you guys get to know us better and we get to know each other better. So Laura has actually prepared a few questions that she said that she's going to ask me. So I figured I would let her take center stage first and foremost. And I'm so fucking curious what you're going to ask me because we did not prepare this. We did not prep each other of like, oh, let's talk about this. Let's do this. Okay, so
last time we did a few questions. Sometimes it was a would you rather, multiple choice, off the cuff answers. So today is going to be more of that same fun. What is your favorite movie quote?
Oh, that is a fine question. I mean, I recently like quoted like San Diego means a whale's vagina. That's from Anchorman. Not to say that that's my favorite quote, but I just recently used that quote.
Rediscovered it?
Yeah.
And find it appropriate to use?
Yeah, 100%. No, because I was talking about something San Diego and I was like, San Diego means a whale's vagina. And I'm like, or like Baxter. We eat a whole wheel of cheese or in a glass case of emotion. All of that comes from Anchorman. So I guess that's one of my favorite like quotable movies. But I take that back. I 100% take that back because my actual true one I just used on Facebook like 3 days ago, as a matter of fact. And you should know this one. As soon as I say it, you're going to be like, yep, that's your favorite quote. It's right on top of that, Rose, from Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead.
Yes. Oh, you did use that.
Yes, and did you know that was mine? Would you have guessed that?
I wouldn't have guessed that's your favorite, but you do use it often. And then I know in last week's episode, you said that your hair was 80s. And I think you said that it was from the genre Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead.
Yes. So I guess that movie is more important to my life than I realized.
And I've only seen it once, so I guess I need to rewatch it. Mm-hmm.
Oh my God.
Who is your celebrity crush, male or female?
I mean, I have so many celebrity crushes.
Okay, the top 5.
Okay, Bradley Cooper. Mm-hmm. Michael B. Jordan. Mm-hmm. Oh my God, there's just like I've always loved Matthew McConaughey.
Oh, he's so mean. Okay. All right.
My top 5. Who do I love? Obviously Peter Gadio. He's my husband.
And then your new one
is my pillow guy. I sent you that thing, the guy that makes all the pillows with like the Russian accent or whatever. My pillow guy. He's like, I can make anything into a pillow. And yeah, no, who's my 5th one?
No, I have to go back into my Google search because you told me the other day who your new boyfriend was.
It's not Vern Troyer.
Well, that would be obviously number 1 for both of us.
Right.
No, it was the guy that's in some series you're watching, whose wife is, I gotta send you the picture because we just did this the other day.
You know how Carol Burnett tried to say hi to her mom every time she was on stage and like tugged at
it
her
does the ear
earlobe?
tug.
Yeah, I just had an itch there and I'm like, is that like, I'm signaling to my mom like, hey, Bats, what's up? Oh, Kyle Chandler. See, that's why I told you that like literally I had to think about it. Kyle
So
Chandler.
is he?
Coach Eric Taylor. What? John Rayburn. Yeah, I was watching Bloodline.
Okay.
He would be in the top 2.
And then he's always near and dear to our heart.
Rest.
Little V.
Yeah. No, it'd be like, I can't even do like a little. It's like I'm using my smallest fingers. Lil V.
You're not like a would you rather.
Okay.
But these are things that you and I probably typically would talk about and haven't yet. So do you think parents have favorite children?
Yes. 100%.
100%, right?
Yes.
And it's just a known thing. And then like the safe thing to say is I don't have a favorite. You're all my favorites, but deep down they really do. Yes.
So Kevin and Mary, if you're watching this, we all know that Laura is your favorite.
Absolutely not. Michelle is my mom's favorite. And then my dad's is Kristen.
And you and Tim are just left for.
Yeah, we were like the 2 accidents that happened at the end of the children's cycle. So
I love it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I definitely always tell my mom that it's, like the middle child is always the forgotten one. You always see it online. It's 100% true because she definitely loves my brothers more than she loves me. Yeah.
And you're the only girl. So, I mean, Betsy, let's get this together.
If she ever even knew how to comment on YouTube, she'd be like, that is not true. This is categorically false.
Has she ever watched an episode?
Yeah, when I force her to.
Well, Betsy, I hope you're watching this, okay? And that will prove the true love and who really is the favorite child.
All right, so I have some questions that are, like a would you rather set that I want to know about you. But then I have a second part about it, okay?
Okay. Is this where I'm using my letters?
Not just yet.
Oh.
So this is also a discovery phase. I want to hear about you. Would you rather go backstage with your favorite band or be an extra on your favorite TV show?
Backstage with my favorite band.
And who is your favorite band? So I'm like, you didn't waste any time saying your choice. So.
Well, because I feel like that, like backstage is more personal and one-on-one, and like an extra on a TV show could be like the say anything, like over there, just somebody pointing or like drinking something in the background. Like my one claim to fame is that I was an extra on a photo shoot for Margaritaville restaurants. And I'm actually waiting for Katie to actually drop in the photo of me in the background. And it's me like laughing and me having a drink. So I already know what that type of celebrity feels like. So I'm just going to say backstage with my favorite band.
Okay. And I've actually seen this photo and in a separate photo, her aunt and uncle are in it. So it was a real family affair that took place.
We're all famous.
Yes. I'm gonna get a handful of autographs from you next time I see you, and then just give them to people who come across this beautiful photography. Yeah, you because you're still featured in their menu, I believe, right?
So, I don't know because that restaurant actually closed down. And I don't really think that was like, it did not have anything to do with me. It was just pure coincidence. But I would think like maybe at one of their other locations, I can maybe get a peek of what their menu is and see if I'm still on it.
Okay, because I was gonna say, I feel like you should still be getting royalty checks for them using your likeness in their menus.
I mean, you and me both, girl.
Right? Okay, so I have two more questions on this part in the exploratory phase.
Okay.
Would you rather have a permanent unibrow or no eyebrows at all?
No eyebrows at all.
So you don't want to be Frida.
Well, you said permanent. So in my opinion, that means no matter if I waxed, plucked, tweezed, it would always be there. Where if I had no eyebrows, I could get the microblading or use the eyebrow pencil, even though I have no idea how to use any of that. I just know how to use the fake eyelashes.
Okay.
But maybe I can learn how to glue those up on top and it could look like I'm like blink, blink, double waving.
Okay, I love it. Yeah, so what if it was like a pulley system, like, and every time like you blink, like these ones go up and down, like based you know, like every time you closed your eyes, those would go down, and every time you opened, and it was just like a shutters on a window.
Right. I mean, I guess I would still like that as opposed to just like fuzzy wuzzy.
Okay, all right. Fuzzy wuzzy. All right, now this one I'm actually really curious about because I feel that you feel strongly about these two things. So I surely want to know what you feel. Would you rather date someone with bad breath or bad manners?
I actually just would rather not date at all.
Not an option. You have to answer.
Bad manners is definitely a no-no. And is it just like somebody had too much garlic or
no? I think it's like a halitosis.
Like halitosis.
Yeah.
Well, if it's just a date, I mean, one date, I'd have to do that to find out about the bad manners or the bad breath. So I think I'd be more embarrassed over the bad manners. So I'm going to have to say the bad breath.
All right. I had a feeling, but yes. All right. So these are the questions. They're also would you rather, but we're now going to enter the phase of using your letters because these are the answers that I believe I know about you, and you have to select A or B, and I too am going to select A or B. All right. So during these questions, while I ask them, I need you to close your eyes because I need you to lift yours up, and I'm going to also lift my letters up at the same time. And then when we're done with that specific question, you can open your eyes and you can see if we are both right. Would you rather walk to work, A, in heels, or B, drive to work in reverse? Okay. Now you can open.
Okay.
Yes. And do you want to tell them the backstory of why I asked that?
Because it's actually happened. Yeah, so I live a mile, maybe a mile. That day it seemed like 20 miles from my house, but I did walk in high heels because I wear high heels every day at work. So a final answer.
And I was like, at 0 times did you ever want to call an Uber or a Lyft? And she was like, nope, I was walking. So
and Katie knows my driving skills, and I have to turn down the radio to like see where I'm going and things that don't even relate to it. So again, I think she's aware of my driving skills. So.
Yes, and also like when you talk about turning down the radio, like when you brought me to the airport and your gas tank was on E and she had to, salvage the gas by turning down the radio.
taking off my seatbelt.
Yes,
No air conditioning.
all of it. And she's like sweating bullets. I'm like, I can be late to the airport. Go get gas. You're like, no, you were so determined. Yep.
Okay, next up.
All right.
My
Close
pom-poms
your
out.
eyes. All right. Would you rather be forced to A, sing along, or B, dance to every single song you hear? Oh, wait, hold on. So A is sing along to every song, or B, dance to every song.
And like in public?
Anywhere. Yep, every song you hear. So if you're in public, you're in private, doesn't matter. A, sing along to it, or B, dance to it. Okay, open up. Yep.
Okay.
I know you so Mel.
You do know me somehow.
Yes. All right. All right, next question. All right, so A, would you rather buy 10 things that you don't need every time you go shopping? Or B, always forget the one thing that you need when you go to the store? Okay, open up.
I'm laughing because this happens daily.
Yes, that's how I know you. I'm like, uh-huh.
And
then
you're
yell
always
at-
like, did you need that? Why'd you buy that? You know, put it back. You don't need it.
I'm constantly yelling at Laura, stop buying things. Don't do that. Time to clean.
And when are you going to use that?
Uh-huh. And she's like, you're ruining all of my fun. I'm like, uh-huh, I am. Yes.
I'm like, goodbye.
Yeah. And then she's like, FaceTime ended. See you later. See you later. Bye. Do you remember the Michelle Carter story where the girl like texted her boyfriend numerous times to kill himself and he finally did? This was a few years ago, right?
Yeah,
so there's
BC.
like
At BC.
No, a little bit of a different one. It was in Massachusetts.
Yes.
So there's a documentary, and I want to say it's on HBO Max, and I've like watched it. But when Jackie and Johnny were here in December, we replayed it because we quote it all the time. But they like interviewed some random woman. She has no idea who like the boy is, Michelle Carter, anything like that. And she's like, you 90210 little bitch, or like whatever. And then so she's like, nobody's gonna care that you're in Framingham. Your parents won't care. See you later, bye. And like she was like, who is this random woman?
That look that I remember. But I see that look and it's like, you little snot, how could you do that to a human being? You 90210 piece of crap. You know? I'm telling you, if I was on the jury, I'd say, yeah, go ahead. Your parents aren't going to miss you if you're in Framingham for the next 30 years. See you later, bye. I swear to God. You know.
So, yeah, when
See
I
you
said,
later, bye.
see you later, bye. All right, next question. Would you rather have a personal maid or B, a personal chef? Okay.
I'm going to say, yeah, B really is my real answer, but the maid part sounds good, but definitely a B.
Yes, I think B because Laura actually does like to clean when she has time off and reorganize and like zhuzh up her space. So I feel like, yeah, the personal chef would just be right at your fingertips. That's why I was like, B.
And I'm a picky eater, so I think B. Yeah.
Okay. See, I do know you so Mel. All right. Next question.
Okay.
All right. Would you rather A, spend a week in the forest or B, a night in a real haunted house? Okay. See? Yeah.
Okay. But even though I am a big scaredy cat, it's about like, real things, but the ghost things, even though I do think they're real, I'm still like the extraterrestrial, like afterlife, anything that's still kind of the unknown, I'm all about. And I love the ghost stories.
Yes, like tell them about the castle in Scotland.
No, I've had like way too many experiences with ghosts. So whether it's been like here in my own house or overseas in Scotland, I did stay in a castle for work, and there would be a lot of activity, like where the lights would go on in the middle of the night when you were sleeping, and your entire suitcase would be unpacked, and there would just be a leg and a skirt laying on the bed, and crazy things. But it was known to be haunted, and there definitely was activity. So B, final answer.
See, I know you so well. And for the people that are wondering if we're saying Mel with an M, we are. So it's an inside joke. So if you're wondering if I like slurred my speech, no, I did it intentionally. All right, I have 2 more questions for you.
Okay.
So the first question, would you rather A, travel the world for free for a year, or B, have $50,000 to spend however you please? Okay.
That too was a tough one, but to travel the world for free is obviously the cost of that would be way more than 50,000. And I'm all about the experiences right now and getting to see as much as you can. So A.
Perfect.
A for me.
Final answer. All right. And last question, Lala. Would you rather be able to A, speak any language, or B, be able to communicate with animals? I'm shocked. I am shocked.
Just like personally B, professionally A.
Got it. Okay. Yes, because Laura has dogs, and I was like, I know that she would want to talk to them and understand what they're feeling and their mood and all that stuff. So, yeah,
Big animal lover, but I feel like I do know what they're saying and feeling and what they want, because they're either like, their motions of like, this means pick me up.
yes. Like, I want to know what Coco says every time we're on the phone. And well, look at there's my pet, Brandon. What's up? I'm interviewing Laura. Hey, Chris. Oh my God, look at it. It's like full
it's
house.
just a party.
Whoop, whoop. Yeah, because Coco, every time Laura and I are on the phone, is like barking, and we're like, Coco, what do you want? And I would love to know what Coco
he obviously wants to be on camera, as I had to close the door because he's busting to get in and steal the thunder.
Perfect.
And he can't. Mm-hmm.
He always wants to be center stage. Yep. Remember the time I was texting Brandon to be quiet when he came in, and it's not happening. Oh dear. When I'm done recording, I will. Thank you. Should I eat pizza on camera? He's offering me a slice.
I would. Make yourself at home.
Right? I mean, I am at home, but like make myself. So, all right. Do you have any more questions? Because you said that you were going to take a pause on the questions. So I was like, I'm so curious if you had any other ones.
Yeah. So if you could have dinner with anybody, living or dead, who would it be? And it doesn't have to be famous. It could be like your grampy or, your papa.
Yes. I
figured Papa. That would be your answer.
Yes. 100% Papa.
And is there anything like you'd want to ask him now, knowing like now that time has passed, or now that you're older and want to know certain things? Would there be any questions that you'd be like, I never got to ask you about this? Or
yeah, like I definitely think I would ask him, like, just for confirmation for myself, like, am I his favorite grandchild? Because I think it's really important for me to know that. Yeah, Chris is like, for clarification, which I agree. I need clarification. No, but I think like discovering all the stuff, which I've sent you pictures of, you know, a lot of what we're discovering of his past through photos and letters and all this stuff while we clean out my grandmother's house. Just more about him, like growing up, you know, he was like playing professional baseball, and he was a funeral home director and owner. And, you know, growing up, you know, he was like in the armed forces. Like there was so many different things. He was born in 34. So I'm like, it's like a whole entire lifetime ago, it seems. So I'd be like really curious to know his upbringing and like more about his history.
And did you know all of those things about him, or did you just discover them in the cleaning?
So bits and pieces, like the baseball, obviously, like funeral home, because that was like still like, you know, when I was growing up. But some things like coming across pictures and my mom's like, oh my God, this is so and so, like, or, you know, reliving like facts that I knew but forgot about. Like my grandfather, which was his dad, was like the first fire chief of our hometown. And, you know, just like things like that. I'm like, oh, that's like pretty cool to like learn about the history, because there is so much history from my family growing up on the Cape. So I feel like knowing more stuff about that, and I'm discovering it more and more like through photos. Then my mom's like, oh yeah, that happened. Never heard any of these stories before until now. So
it's pretty cool. So being from the Cape and knowing the history that it does have, and you and I both belong to the historical Yarmouth page, aren't you amazed at some of the things that you see on there? And if like the walls could talk, so to speak, but just like the homes and how sea captains and princesses and princes and all these things that owned these homes that are years and years worth of, you know, history. It's quite a neat piece. And then to be doing that same type of journey on your own family is probably pretty special. So
it is. Yeah, totally. I mean, like you said, like a lot of the sea captains, they had houses right in Yarmouth. And even some of the letters that my grandfather received, it was just like Main Street, didn't even have a house number, you know. So like living in that way, it was like so different than how we live today. And like obviously not having electronics and not living in the modern life that we're in now, I feel like it was a completely different phase of growing up, and you know, really being neighborly towards people, which I do miss. I'm like, I know one neighbor here, that's it. And I'm just like, hey girl, what's up? She's like 70. I'm like, what's up? That's it. You know what I mean? So it's like I miss like having those, you know, real like deep sense of community type feel. So yeah, I know. It's yeah. Yarmouth is almost 300 years old. It was like founded in 1639. So
well, look at that.
400 years. I wish I knew how to do math. It's also because the school system. That's it.
No, but it's like so true. Little
plus
things about the Cape, like you're saying, there were no house numbers. It was just known as like the Comley house or the Studley house, or our house on Kevany Lane was Home Run. Like everybody had a name for their house. So it's so cool to just be so connected to that little place in time. And when you look at some of those photos, it's just, it literally just seems like you're in a time capsule and looking in, and how the preservation of it and how important that is. So in any case, I'm going off on a rant.
No, I love talking about it. You know that.
But it's a pretty fantastic place for anybody who hasn't been. Cape Cod is where it's at. Cape Cod, Kwasa Kwasa.
And that's where Lala and I met and
right.
fell in a very deep love relationship, Biffles.
And it's still going strong. Mm-hmm. So my next question would be, we talk about it all the time. So do you think we'll ever become roommates?
I would say within the next 2 years. Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes. Because when you move here for the cold, and then I'll come there in the winters, and then yes, we'll have opportunity to.
We basically will be snowbirds, is what I'm hearing. Yes. We'll have my house here and then your house there. And
yep.
That's how it'll work.
Yep.
Okay.
Perfect. Just
I
let me
like
know if I
that.
need to order bunk beds or if you want a separate room. I mean, just
No, I've
let
got
me
the
know.
trundle. Don't forget about Raylan's trundle.
You're a trundle. Yes, I know. I have all of it. I know. Even like Raylan's like, oh, in Katie's room, I'm like, I feel like she knows it's up.
You're a part of here, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So now I just have to make it official.
Okay. And let me think of, okay. So what would you say was the time you've laughed the hardest in regards to a memory we've either created and now we share, but if we didn't know it was going to be a memory?
Well, the funny thing is, you said the hardest time I've ever laughed, and it wasn't even a time with you, but it was a time when I was in high school. This is what I thought was going to be. And I was leaving the Olive Garden, the OG, with two former friends of mine, and literally laughed so hard I peed myself and had to go home. And I had a white skirt on and literally was like so uncomfortable. I had to go home and shower and change because I laughed so hard I actually urinated myself in public. So
do you even know what it was about that you were laughing so hard over?
No clue. Absolutely no clue. Not like, I mean, I was 18, so that's like half a lifetime ago. But oh my God, we have so many funny memories. So I'm just like, which one would I even choose? I mean, I feel like even when we did our interview last year and like all the stuff that we were talking about, I did even like a little clip of like how many times I cackled and was like punching your couch, dying laughing. So I feel like a lot of like our everyday conversations are that, but why do you have a specific one?
No, I mean, like you're saying, there are things that I look back on and think, oh my God, that's so funny. Or I remember being on the phone with you and being like, don't make me laugh in public. And so I just had Tanya here and I was trying to explain to her how we were just like because they were doing the same thing Betsy was on one of her first trips here, was like, oh, look, it's this. And oh, look, there's a palm tree. And oh, look. And we were like, to your mom, we were like, what is this, your first fucking time in public? Stop acting like an ass.
And she would get so mad because I was like, Mom, what is it, your first time in public? Like, why are you so enthralled by everything? She was so mad. No, but I totally, yes. But no, this is one of my, I know when I say this, you're going to be like, because I just came to me.
I know what it's going to be. I know what
it is. Which one?
Bye, Laura.
Oh, not even.
Oh, okay.
Laura was actually on the phone saying goodbye to my cousin, keep in mind. And we were out to dinner and she's like chatting with my cousin on the phone. He is a man, by the way. And she's like, all right, yeah, okay. Talk to you soon. All right, bye, Laura. And I'm like, why did you say goodbye to yourself?
It was the David Rose moment when he leaves that message for Patrick and he's like 20 minutes.
Yeah, you were Schitt's Creek before Schitt's Creek happened.
Right. That was my moment.
It is your moment. No, one of my favorite moments, it's like a place where you are not allowed to laugh, which makes you laugh harder. But the time that we were at the Salt Cave and my chair like wouldn't go back. And then Laura's like trying to help me like push, because it's like one of those, reclining chairs, but you have to be tall to like push it up and kick it. And I'm so short and it kept falling over. And then Laura had to get out of her chair to help me. And then, it was a whole
We had to help the lady across from us get out of her.
Yes, exactly. And that's a space where you're supposed to be like totally quiet and meditate for an hour straight. And I'm sitting there laughing so hard and like being disrespectful because I couldn't help it. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Good times.
Yeah. So many memories, which hopefully more to be made soon.
Absolutely. I look forward to it.
Me too.